Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2nd November here. This is going to be a class action week we're coming into. I've never seen anything like this, and I think for the most part, if you all stay safe, if you all focus on, let's say, a little bit of a discipline this week, I think we should all be okay and nothing should go wrong. So we're just gonna This week is going to be a pretty interesting week here because we don't have one news, we have two, three. So look, right? Let's start from Monday here. So Monday's going to be a pretty easy day. I mean, you got the JPY holiday; it doesn't really matter. You have ISM news later on. Oh, why is this time different? All right, let's just go to the correct time. There we go. It's 6:30 a.m. right now. Yeah, 6:30 a.m. So you have ISM at 10 a.m. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it should move a little bit here and there, but then Tuesday when we got the elections, and then Wednesday we got ADP, and then Thursday we got the pound interest rates, and then we got the USD interest rates, and then Friday we got your NFP. Man, this week is filled with fireworks. So it's going to be very important to stay safe this week, not try to like over leverage or over risk stuff, because things can get really, really bad. So let's start with GPJPY. So GPJPY is just ranging at this point. So let's just do fresh analysis. This analysis was done before the Asian session yesterday. So just like every time, I think it's a good habit to remove everything. So I'm going to remove all analysis here, and I'm going to go down to the daily time frame, and let's see what's happening on this daily right over here. So this daily candle is retracing, and there was a resistance, a support turned resistance at 135,800. Daily candle is now continuing bullish at this point. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hours coming back to the same area where we gapped down. So this is a resistance formed in the 4 hour, 135,400, right? Because this is the place where the 4 hour candle closed on Friday, and then this is where we started at the bottom. We started at the bottom, came up, we had a resistance form. So basically we're encountering a resistance at this point. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Looking at the 1 hour, it seems like there was a support formed down over here, right? But before the support, we also had a support right up over here. So it seems like this move down was like a fake out, and then we came back right up, right? So let's take a look on the 30-minute here. 30 minutes kind of like, yeah, that support was established right here. Excuse me. So I guess I'm going to be looking for price to come up towards 135,680, 135,700. If we do break above 135,400, yeah, I think that could be a very, very good target right over here, right? If you break above 135,400, there's a very high probability we're going to continue up towards 135,700. In this case right over here, as price is coming down, for sells, I don't know. I mean, it could work out. It's like 20 pip range. But I'm deciding not to take a trade today. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay very patient here. Now, looking on the 15-minute time frame, seems like there's a minor support forming at 135, 230, 220. I think if we do break the support, the price can continue down towards 135 even right over here. So I think we need to break this area and then continue down. So let's see what happens. Let's take a look at this first chart here. This chart, ooh, okay. This is support form pre-London, tradable on the first market order, expecting next 30-minute candle to be bearish, make new low. Sells executed, dynamic risk, managed risk, close 50%. Oh, beautiful, nice. So you came out with a little bit of a profit, it seems. I will email the broker if it was executed late. But the idea was right. I guess we wanted price to reject this area and then continue down as well, after this first retest. So let's see what happens here. I mean, if we do break below 135,200, I think price can continue down. What I might do is I might try to enter a short if we break below this and then close below this. But other than that, I'm gonna be staying very patient. And I guess looking at buys makes sense much easy because you have these clean candle heads to the left hand side, and then you have the support area formed here. So if you do break above, I think it's going to be a very, very easy move going up towards 135, 669, 680. So yeah. So whenever you're looking at a chart, I think it's very important to keep both biases in mind, both sells and buys, like what will make each one go. Good morning, Manchester United fans. Of course, so we know Manchester United lost to Arsenal, and Arsenal is a very, very, Arsenal is a pretty good team. Come on, man. Arsenal is up in the points table from Manchester United. So it's like when a new trader tries to trade gold, right? All right, let's see here. Resistance formed. We're in a bearish trend on the 1 hour. Closed bearish. Statement broke the previous low. Makes sense. You're looking for price to come down to this low. I think this makes sense, right? Even after this candle closes below 135.200, those sells do make sense. I do agree with that. If we stay below this level, we should at least come down towards 135.060. 0.60, or even I'd say like 0.70. Yeah, 135, 0.70, around like 14, 15 pips away. Okay, Euro JPY, clean traffic here, resistance form. M15 broke previous candle low, close 50%. Being extra careful, beautiful. Being extra careful this week. I think everyone should be extra careful this week, super extra careful this week. Let's take a look at Euro JPY here for a little bit. Let's see right here. Euro JPY. Euro JPY is continuing up. Let's take a look on the 4-hour time frame. 4 hour is continuing up into this 121.950 range. I think if 4 hours continuing up, I think 4 hours should at least come up to 122.150 and then continue on towards 122.200, because now it's in the range where there's clean traffic here to the left hand side, right? So if you look on the 1 hour time frame, it kind of makes sense. The only problem is that there's this minor resistance in the way. And with the volume, I think it should continue up towards, 122, 100, 122, 150. So yeah, price came up, made a high, came down, created support, closed back in the range, and should continue bullish. Gold is also in a position over here. It's above this support area, 1887. How much the screen size of your computer, of your desktop computer? It's 32 inches. "32 inches. Roger, can you please elaborate on the gap at opening? Do I look like a Roger? Do I honestly look like someone who'll be called Roger? No, man. Roger. Please take a look at the trade I took. All right, let's take a look here. Man, I've heard everything. Raja, Raju, Raj, Roger. What's next? Someone's gonna call me Michael? Hey, Michael. All right, what's this? Price did a fake out below the range, right over here. Closed back above the range, took buys when retested support. Beautiful. So this is done then. One trade for the day, right? One trade for the day done. Now, as we're waiting for this candle, I think whoever's trying to see if price is going to continue down bearish, I think it's really important for you to see this candle close below this minor support. Because if we reject this minor support, then the probabilities are going to get really low, right? So you gotta wait for it to close below. What do you think about compounding account? I think compounding account is good. I think at the same time as your compounding account, it's also important to start withdrawing money as well. Because most times we get really stuck in this compounding stigma that, oh, you know what, if I have $1,000 account, I just want to compound it to 10,000 or 15,000, 20,000. It works, but at the same time, you got to start withdrawing money. If you don't withdraw profits, you're going to lose those profits. Again, if you don't withdraw your profits, there's a 100% chance you will lose 100% of those profits. Yeah, so like what's the split? The split is going to be what you're comfortable with. What you're comfortable with. My aim was always to kind of like withdraw a small bill. So when I first started to get consistent. I started withdrawing small bills like $100, for a phone bill, or like two, 300 for like a car payment or car insurance, stuff like that. Because when you start focusing on withdrawing bills, slowly your mindset starts moving towards that. Okay, how can I make enough money to pay a certain bill of the house? That's what you start focusing on. Like right now, my entire focus is how can I profit my monthly bills in the first week of trading? Because if I can bring in my monthly bills in the first week of trading, I can withdraw that, and then the rest is just going to be bonus. So I think that's what we need to focus on first. How can we profit a monthly bill from trading? Let's say it's going to take you, like in the start, it's going to take you a long time. Like in the start, if you're trying to profit like $100, it might take you like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it takes time, right? So this candle needs to close below 135,220 for it to continue moving bearish. Are we going to take a sell or buy? There's no we. There is you and me, and that's it. I don't think I'm gonna execute on a trade today. Probably gonna wait till tomorrow, or probably gonna wait till the elections tomorrow, because this week is going to be a very, very volatile week. Very volatile week. So if you think you're going to have a hard time getting a move today, man, if you're going to have a hard time getting a move today, look at Tuesday. Right? Tuesday we got the elections, Wednesday we got volume, ADP, then interest rates on the pound, interest rates on the USD. Man, you really need to be patient. Really need to be patient now. Are you going to trade US30 or NAS on the elections? None. I think I might trade UCJPY. I might trade gold. I'm not sure. Or I might trade GJ. Like, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to wait to see tomorrow. Why today is so low volume? Ted yesterday mentioned something really important. These lockdown news, they were already known to institutions, and prices reflecting it already. I think that is why. Oh, absolutely. I believe the institutions and the governments, they already know what's happening. They've already planned for the next 6 years, 5 years. They've already planned for that. So from my perspective, I think volume is going to be low because of all the high volatile news coming in for the rest of the week. So, even if price starts ranging here, I think it's going to be okay because, we got a very, very high volatile week here. And I've honestly never seen something like this ever. So good luck to everyone who's trying to overtrade today, because I know 100% it's not going to work. Let's see here. Are the election results announced in the same day? See, the problem is gold's popping up. Yeah, gold should continue popping up. 1891, 1892. See, the problem is that once you have regular voting, right? You have regular voting where they go in the polling stations, they vote. But the problem is that they've sent ballots via mail. So I was watching on TV that they were talking about how it may be delayed because, when you send ballots by mail, they have to be sent back by mail. So that mail may delay the process of counting the votes. So we're not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. So we'll see. All right, let's take a look at this chart from the Gulag. As this 15-minute candle is coming to a close, you can see it's coming to a close above support. So you got to stay patient. You gotta stay patient. What's this? Euro, New Zealand. If a candle closes around this area, we should expect price to continue head down overall bearish momentum since London. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, if you get a candle closing below this pink area here, then we should continue moving down. But then again, you'll need a strong push below this wick as well, because this wick, yeah, this wick basically means if price comes down here, it may reject from this price because it got rejected before too. So you really have to monitor this area right here. All right, my 5th day of my analysis. Please give me some feedback. All right, let's take a look here. Looking for a sell as daily and everything was bearish. Price started to pull back, close full position. I don't like this move. Price started to drop 30 pips with no confirmation. Basically missing out on trade on this. Yeah, it is what it is with this move right over here. I mean, right here, you had the right idea for price to continue down, but I guess the problem was that it was at a low right over here. So I think what you need to do was that since we broke the support, I think you needed to wait for price to create like a resistance and then continue down. Because what you did here was you sold the low and you don't have to sell the low. Whenever price is falling, just make it a habit to wait for a retracement and wait for a resistance to form, right? So as you're waiting for a retracement, candle close with no top wick, candle close with no top wick, candle close with no top wick, and boom, next candle came down. It's just, you know, sometimes you get no confirmations and price moves. I think this was the news event then. 4:30. Yeah, some sort of news. Good morning, sir. New follower from Belgium. Have been demo trading for a few months now. Started following you and learned a lot. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Such amazing compliments today. Okay, 135, 220 is stubborn. Yes, that's the support we have. So this is what we have right over here, right? This is going to be a good target at 135, 620. Actually, 650. Yeah, let's do 650. If price breaks above 135, 400. Yeah, there we go. This could be a good target if price breaks above 135, 450. Oh, 400 right over here. Because we have clean candles, we also have the gap, and we can say, oh yeah, we're filling the gap, and it's going to be pretty good. But if we're looking at sells, I think the important area is right over here where these candles are coming down, but they're looking at these wicks here to the left, and when we go down to the smaller time frame, this is a support. So I think as long as if we break this support, then we're coming down, right? But if we respect the support and we start moving towards 135, 400, then we're continuing up. So we'll see what happens. I don't even know if I want to be part of this week. Might get hella money or lose hella money. Probably second. Yeah. This week is going to be pretty wild. I'm going to be very, very careful this week. Can you talk about some investments you have made? You already told us about real estate. Do you own any stocks, crypto? No, I don't own any stocks. I don't own any crypto. I have some investments in real estate. I have investment in 2 companies, and yeah, I think it's gonna go pretty good. Hey, good morning. Took this entry on a 30-minute time frame. All right. I don't see an entry on a 30-minute time frame, but let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. Ooh, this is candle break the high, indecision candle right over here, resistance made. Entry based on the 15-minute chart with stop loss formed resistance. Yeah, I don't see any entry. I don't see any candle closing below the support. So there's no entry at this point. Price is just ranging. Do you not have Bitcoin? No, I don't have Bitcoin. Okay, let's see here. So this is what I'm planning right here. Buys above, if price breaks above 135,400. Hi, I believe I have a flawed understanding. Would be nice if you could help. If you aim for 10 pips and want significant profits, doesn't that mean you will have to up your lot size? Yeah. No matter what kind of pips you're getting, to get significant profits, you will always need to up your lot sizes all the time. The thing is, when I first started, I started with 10-cent lots, 20-cent lots, 50-cent lots. So it's a gradual progress. So of course it takes time. Like a lot of people come to trading, they're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to grab 10 pips, and they get successful at that, but then they see that their progress is not where it was before. Like let's say their progress is slow, so they're like, okay, you know what, this isn't working, it's too slow. But the whole problem is that it does take time. Forex, man, it takes time. Like a lot of people don't give it time. Forex demands respect and it demands time. If you don't respect it, it's not going to work. You're always going to lose money. If you don't give it time, it's still not going to work and you're always going to lose money. So it takes time. Someone who just started last week, maybe this is not the right week for you to trade. And if you're not going to realize that, if you're not going to say, hey, like, you know what, I'm not going to trade this week, then obviously your discipline is not where it wants to be, where it should be, right? Because for beginners, I think this is a very, very, very tough week. If you're going to have a bad time in trading, if you're a beginner, man, just try trading this week. It's going to get really hard. So, yeah, man. Italy introducing new measures. Country will be divided in 3 areas. Oh, it's starting. It's starting. You see this? Country will be divided in 3 areas, which means that people from area 1, they won't be able to go to the area 2. And people from area 2 won't be able to go to area 3. And this is all going to happen everywhere. Like countries, cities, counties will be divided into zones, and you won't be able to go through different zones. And the reason is to really control the spread of the virus. That's what's going to happen. And another way to control the spread of the virus is going to be to get the vaccine. If you get the vaccine, you can move between these areas. And if you don't get the vaccine, well, then you can stay in your area. Then after a while, if you still don't get the vaccine, then you can go to an isolation camp. It's coming. This is the new world order. Man, I remember we were kids, we were in school, and we used to watch wrestling, WWE, WWF. And there was another contender. It was the New World Order, NWO. I think there was Nash. Nash was in it. NWA, Nash was in it. Sting was in it. Yeah. Hulk Hogan was in it. Man, it was amazing. So I've been focusing on trades rather than P&L. Last week I was red for the first 3 days, but I was focused on process. I managed losses, took good trades in the last 2 days. And unknowingly, I was well back in profits by the end of the day. See, that's amazing. Because whenever you take a loss and you look at that loss as a trade that I can maybe learn from it, because a loss is just the fact that you had wrong analysis. That's what a loss is. That's what a loss means. You had wrong analysis. And if you revenge that loss with another trade, then obviously you're going to take another loss. So if you take a loss and you're like, okay, you know what? I had bad analysis. That's the reason I took a loss. And then you start looking at that trade to see, okay, how could you have gotten a winning trade? Then you're going to be better the next time that same opportunity comes around. And then you keep on the process, and obviously you're going to have winning weeks, and that's how you get winning months. And once your confidence starts to go up, then even though if you're getting like 10 pips, 15 pips, with your rise in confidence, there comes a rise in lot sizes. And with the rise in lot sizes, it comes the rise of cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look at this chart here. We're in a bearish trend, closed half in a very small loss when 15-minute candle formed as weak support. Lost 1/4 of what I risked. Beautiful. So you lost 1/4 of what you risked initially. That's amazing. Hey Raja, as the 30-minute candle closes bullish, could that be valid to enter buys? Yeah, I mean, if you want to enter buy in this range and in this 10 pip range, sure, you can do that. But I'm going to be, I think it's better to wait for price to come up above 135,400, or to really see if we're going to break below the support to continue down. Man, you guys really got to wait. Yeah, I really got to wait. Look at this. See this 15-minute candle broke above the high and now it's coming down. So it's important to wait for this candle to close. Hey, I'm new to your live stream. Can you please tell us a bit about your background, where you came from and how you got into Forex trading? Yeah, probably, some of the time where I'm going to probably write it down on the website or something. Hey, can you show us what happened to gold on the 8th and 9th November in 2016 when there were elections? I saw what I saw made my heart skip a beat. Yeah, so I guess you saw what happened, right? Are you going to buy a Lambo with your 200K? No, I'm actually looking at a triplex. Like a building with 3 units in it, 4 units in it. So probably gonna put my money there. But definitely no cars, man. I mean, I put money in a car, the value goes down. What good is that to me? Nothing. It's garbage. All right, this candle is about to close below 135,228. If I was want to take a sell, I don't think. Well, I do think it's going to continue moving down after it's breaking the support. But like, here's the thing: my bias is buys. So if I get buys above 135,400, I'm going to be more confident in taking those buys rather than taking sells. Even though I know sells are going to go down, but this is the part of discipline that I'm adopting here. Yeah, it should continue down towards 135, 070, 080. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This chart is price didn't break support yet. Broke support, came down, waited for candle to close below, take profit here. Yeah, I guess if you got stopped out, I guess you'll have to wait for a resistance to form. Always get a pullback. Because whenever price breaks the support, it should always do a pullback, do kind of like a retest, and then continue down. What about the tax on your money? You're losing a lot. Tax is not a loss. In Canada, you pay tax, you get free healthcare. I mean, there are a lot of good things you get with taxes, right? So you got to pay your tax. I mean, never shy away from paying taxes, man. Like this year, I think my tax is going to be around 130,000. So never be shy from paying taxes. I think most people consider taxes as money lost, but it's actually not. Any advice, tips on a strategy for beginners to follow basic to catch successful trades? I think if you're a beginner and you're coming to a chart, you need to look to see what time is going to work for you, right? For me personally, the time between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., it works the best for me. And if I only come to the charts at that time, then I know that I can profitably catch a trade, or I can like get a trade, because that's the time when there's a lot of volume in the market. And when there's a lot of volume in the market, the candles are bigger, and when there are bigger candles, you have a higher chance of getting like a good trade. So as we're waiting for this candle to close, this candle is rejecting kind of like this area and it's closing right over here. I wouldn't be too confident with these sells. Ooh, this is also a 30-minute candle close. 1 hour candle also closed bearish. Yeah, I wouldn't be too confident with these sells here. Kind of like seems like it's rejecting this area here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute here. Yeah, they don't look kind of, I don't know. Doesn't look too good. I'm gonna stick with my buying bias. My bias is buy if we come above 135,400. If we come above 135,400, I think it's going to be a very, very good move for price to continue all the way towards 135,600 and then continue on towards 135,650. Okay, this is UJ. Actually, before we take a look at that chart on UJ, let's pull up USDJPY here. And let's take a look at that. So basically, let's remove all analysis here. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here. 4 hours coming down, rejecting probably 104,800, and it's coming down to another support at 104,700. So if you look at the daily, daily is also rejecting that really, really strong resistance zone up over here, which we're rejecting. So now if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, what we can see is that there was a support form down here at the 1 hour time frame right over here. Right, and for maybe price to continue going up. So if you go down to the 30-minute time frame, we can see that this is a level of support being held at 104,700. Right here, right? We see a support level, and then if we break the support, I think there's another support down at 104, 630, 640, which is, let's see how far that is. That is 6 pips away. Six pips away on UJ. If this was GJ, this would have been like at least 15, 20 pips. But this is 6 pips away. What a beautiful range UJ has. So, I mean, I think if you're a new trader and you get really, anxious about trades, and if you're worried about getting stopped out, just take a trade on UJ, man. I'm pretty sure for like 8-9 hours, you're going to be good. Your trade will still be active. It's not going to get stopped out anytime soon. But this is the level I have. And I think if we break above, I'd say like 104, 740, 730, then you might have a move going up towards, 104, 800, 810. All right, don't you think overall on the high time frame should continue bearish for GJ? Yes, I do think we should continue bearish. High time frame, my bias is sells, 100%. 100% I'm looking for sells on the high time frames. But currently, with the way price action is right now, there's nothing to tell us that price is continuing down, unless, if this 15-minute candle closes bullish, or if we break below the low here, then we're gonna continue down, but there's no confirmation yet, for me at least, to enter a trade at this point. But high time frame, it does seems like we should continue down because we're rejecting this area here as well. Looking on the 4-hour, I think better sells are going to be below 134.800. But we're going to look at that once price gets to that level, basically. Probably a good sells are going to be below 135, 196. Because if we break this low right here, 135, 196, 195, I think a stop could be above this current 15-minute candle, which is like, 6-7 pips away. And then target could be down at 135, 065, 135, 070. Why is your bias is buy when UK goes in lockdown on Thursday and the whole uncertainty around the virus? My entire bias is buys on current price action. I mean, I don't like the sells unless we don't break below this level. But I think if we do break up, I mean, okay, let's put it this way, right? If price breaks above 135,400 and we know that there's clean candles here to the left hand side, would we still stick to that bias? Oh, but the UK is going to go in lockdown. This should go down. No, man, you got to follow price action. If we're breaking above 135,400, then there's a very high probability we're going to continue up towards 135,600, 135,650. So you can't stick with that. You can't stick with that bias that, oh no, UK is going in lockdown. Of course, things are going in lockdowns, and of course, those things happen over time, right? But when you're focused on current price action, you need to trade what you see. Don't trade what you think. Don't take sells here thinking on Thursday we're going to go back in lockdown. No. Because on Thursday, what's happening is if you look here for the interest rate news on the pound, this is what people don't understand. Pound, they have rates, right? If they keep the rates the same, if everyone votes the same, this is going to push pound bullish because when the news comes out as expected, that's good for the currency. Whenever news comes out as expected, that's good for the currency. If it comes out better, that's even better for the currency, right? So fundamental like lockdowns, those things, they happen over time. That's on higher time frame like daily, weeklies. But what we're seeing right now, we're seeing intersession moves. So if this candle breaks above 135,400, that's going to be a move within this session. Right? If we break below the lows around 135, 196 and move down, that's going to be a move within this session. I think if you're looking at overall high time frame sells, then you should look at the weekly and really say that, okay, you know what, I'm going to actually wait to see how couple daily candles close, because if you can get a couple daily candles closing below 135,400, then you could say, okay, you know what, if we respect 135,400, daily candles should continue moving down, fill this wick, and eventually continue down towards 133. So there's a bit of a waiting. I know someone yesterday was talking about GJ going to 155. I don't know where the hell they pulled out that number from, but man, 155, 155 is a long, long way. Yeah, 155 is far, far away. I'm not sure that's coming anytime soon. 155 means there's no lockdowns. There are no lockdowns. Manchester United is winning every match. The Queen is healthy. Boris Johnson is healthy. I mean, there's a lot of trade happening. I mean, that's when pound JPY can go to 155. But with what's happening right now, it's going to get really hard. So yeah, everything is ranging at this point. Do you think swing trading works? Yes. Swing trading works 100%. Swing trading works, scalping works, everything works. It's just like you have to put your mind to it, right? And when you're talking about swing trading, you really need to stick to, okay, so when someone talks about day trading, I consider that as taking, let's say, like one trade a day, two trades a day, and calling it a day, right? When someone talks about swing trading, I look at that as saying that, okay, swing trading, well, maybe one trade a week or two trades a week, and that's it. Nothing more than that, because, you really got to control the number of trades you take. Holy, people are really trying to calculate taxes here in the gulag. Man, this is why you guys are in the gulag. In Ontario, what happens is corporate tax rate you have between 13% and 14%. Right? So any income you make on corporate, up to 500,000, you pay 13% to 14%. Any income you make above 500,000, you pay 17% to 19% tax on it. So that's how taxes are calculated. Someone was trying to calculate 30% of a million. Like, come on, man. We're not in the US. Biden hasn't become president yet. So we're not going to pay those high taxes. All right, let's take a look here. Euro New Zealand 15-minute chart. Waited for another better confirmation from me that price will continue going bearish. Entry was when this kind of a bearish opened a small position. We are Monday. Oh, nice, man. Beautiful. 15 pips. Beautiful. Amazing trade. Price coming down, secured positions. And as we can see here on GBJPY, we were talking about how these sells are going to be fishy. And look how price is coming back up over here. 135,400. I think we break 135,400. We're off to the races going up towards 135,600. We are moving bullish to 135,600. All right. What made you think sells were not the cards after 3 30-minute candles bearish? Because we had a support form right over here. And this candle closed below support, but it also rejected this kind of area over here, which kind of made me say, meh, maybe sells are not that apparent. So I wanted to see that, okay, if we're going to break this low right over here, because once this candle started moving bearish, which means we're starting to create a support. And once we break the support, then we can continue moving down. But we didn't break that area. Even if you look on the 5-minute right here, it was kind of like a rejection, consolidation. So that's why I kind of like stayed away. But looking at buys, I mean, if we do break above, let's say 135,400, I think we can continue moving bullish. So that's something I'm going to be looking for here. Okay, let's see here. This was my idea regarding the high time frame, but seems it's getting invalidated here. Yes, it's getting invalidated here. Expecting candle to break the low, stop loss above the current candle. Yes. So now I think whenever you're looking at a chart, I think you should always look to see what can make price move bullish and what can make price move bearish. That's what you should always look at. Would you consider the Wix at 134,750 as not clean traffic? 134,750. Yeah, so this whole area, this wick is going to be a bonus move, right? So if price comes up all the way towards this resistance and then we break it to continue up to fill this wick, that's going to be a bonus move. That's where you have your runners and your runners go up there. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, perfect. My runner went all the way up there, so it was a good day. But right now, this is just ranging at this point. Let's take a look on the gold. Yeah, gold is continuing up. Gold tapped 1891, just like we were talking about earlier. 1891. What's next? 1892. Damn, crazy. Moves bullish. In the midst of all the uncertainty, we're moving up towards 1892 here in gold. I think 2021, I should really start focusing on how to capitalize on gold. I think that's going to be my mission for 2021. 2021, my mission is going to be how to really lock down risk management even further and start to start attacking gold over here. Yeah, that's going to be my mission for 2021. Hey, I would really appreciate your trade here. What would you think about this risk management? Trade not successful, anything you could add if you have, I have missed. All right. Let's take a look here. Ooh, your JPY, wait for 30-minute candle to close bullish right over here. You entered. I'm going to start closing 50%. Yeah, it's okay. You close because essentially when I looked at this, I was like, okay, you know what? There's a, like this next 30-minute candle can continue moving up to fill this range, right? But it came down, broke the low, then it is what it is. I mean, if this was the only trade you took today, I think you should just look at that and say, okay, you know what? Maybe there was just no probability of price moving up, or maybe oh, we reached 1892 on gold here. Wow, what's next? 1893? Okay, let's go back here. So, like, you know, once this candle closed like a small body candle, I guess that's where you should have gotten a little bit more conservative with the trade. All right. This is the last 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle on GJ. And we're slowly continuing to move up. So we will see if it's going to give me an opportunity to possibly enter an impulse trade or to enter a market order above 135,400. Man, oh man, imagine if gold reaches 1900 here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour basically has clean traffic here to the left hand side, other than the fact that there's these little tiny problems here, which may act as tiny resistances, so we can't really ignore them 100%. Hey Raja, could the gap be used as resistance? Yes, absolutely. Because here's the thing. I don't think the gap can be used as resistance, because here's how I look at gaps, right? This is something really important. So, I mean, if you're new and you don't know about gaps, I mean, this is a time for you to make notes. So the thing about gaps is that this was the point where price closed. So this was the point where price closed on Friday, right? When price closed on Friday, this whole area was the area where price basically ignored, and when we opened all the way down at this area right over here. When we opened right down over here, this means that over the weekend price was moving within this range. It broke below the support right over here. It broke below the support, went all the way down because you had clean candles hits to the left hand side, and then when market opened, this is the price you got, because that's where the price was when market opened, right? So price is always moving over the weekend. It's just the fact that we can't see the price because the broker is closed. So when the broker opens, the next best price we see is what the next best price we get. You know, that's where the gap happened now. So I guess there's going to be a resistance here at this point. If we break above this area, we can continue moving up. You know, so this gap over here, it may act as like clean traffic here to the left hand side. So at this point, again, there's a lot of waiting here. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. PDH. Buy if close above this level, sells good, bearish 1 hour candle close sufficient range. Yeah, I would say buy as if price close above this level. And PDH, if this is, I don't know what PDH means, but yeah, that's the same area I was talking about earlier. Why would you have resistance at 135,400 and not at 135,350, which is the more recent resistance? The reason why I would have it at 135,400 because that's where the 1 hour candles, they rejected the area, right? You had 1 hour candles reject over here. This 1 hour candle came above to 135,400. It rejected that area again. This is also rejecting this area again. So this is going to be a better resistance. If you have it at 135,350, right down over here, and then you have the next one at 135,400. So it doesn't make sense to have these two resistances, right? It just makes sense to have like a one proper, stronger one, so that if price breaks above, you know that, okay, we're breaking a strong resistance, so then we should continue moving up. So that's why I have it at 135,400. Hey Raja, where is your OnlyFans? Basically, I think from 2021, I'm gonna open an OnlyFans account, and that's where we will send out signals. So if you want to sign up to my signal service, it's gonna be on OnlyFans. Raja Signals. Raja Signals. Those signals are only gonna last for about, let's say, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 pips. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. So it's gonna be OnlyFans. I don't know, it's going to be $10 a month or something like that, but we're going to get something out of it. See, this is the thing. OnlyFans is not for just women or men showing like skin or whatever the case is, like it's a service, and man, like you can do a lot of things with that. I mean, you can open an OnlyFans for people and you can just give out good advices. You can give advices on trading, advices on real estate, advices on investments. And if they're really good advices, you can charge people for that. Like shit, man, people go to school to spend thousands of dollars, and then they come out of school and then they don't even pursue what they went to school for. But I think at the same time, going to school is good, because you go to school, I think it's half study. I think it's 40% studying and 60% networking, and 60% knowing how to talk to people. I know a lot of people who make good money, but they have no idea how to talk to people. No clue at all. Completely illiterate when it comes to talking to people. So I think school is good for you to like network, make contacts, talk to people, learn how society works, learn how system works. So I think it's pretty good. Oh wow, USDJPY dropped. Gold went up and UJ dropped. UJ is acting like GJ here with no retests. All right. When are you taking a coffee break? As I need one as well, but not willing to lose the stream. Okay. You know what? Since we got around 8 minutes left for this candle to close, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go take a coffee break right now, and then you can go grab your coffee too. Because we got 7 minutes left, and I want to wait for 7 minutes to see how this candle closes, and if we do close in a way that we will break above 135,400 or not. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, still nothing over here. Let's look at gold. Gold is rejecting 1892. Your JPY is also trying to come down. It's reaching another support area at 121,900. I think this is more apparent on a 30-minute time frame. Your JPY has a lot of mess as it starts to come down, because you got this support, you got another support down here, so a lot of messy consolidation here. Look at this. This is all bad range. This is where you shouldn't be taking a trade. If you look at GPJPY over here, if we break above 135,400, there's clean range here to the left-hand side. So it'll be much better for price to continue moving up. Or if we break below, let's say 135,200, then it's going to be a better opportunity for price to continue down. Okay. All right. New candle has started, the 30-minute candle. Gold is obviously, trying to retrace. 15-minute candle close with no wick at the bottom. Higher probability for it to continue up, but if it continues down, it's just ranging. USD/JPY came down to that support we were talking about in that 8 pip range. Man, you guys missed this. Oh no, actually 6 pips. You guys missed the 6 pip move over here. Man, oh man. Imagine you start trading UJ and you're like, hey, I'm going to catch 30 pips on UJ every day. And good luck. Thing moved like 6 pips in 30 minutes. GPY is still ranging. We look at 15 minutes, just ranging over here. Just bad range. It's only 7:30 a.m. right now. It's getting bright now out too. They moved the clocks back 1 hour. All right. How can you tell the difference between a rejection and a possible wick fill? So basically, this is a rejection. A wick fill is going to be if you have a wick pointing out of 135 400. Let's say this wick was a little longer and price breaks above 135 400, and then you can say, okay, like, you know what, price broke above 135 400. One. Two, it broke above because there's momentum in the market. Three, whenever there's momentum in the market, it's most likely to fill the wick. So that's when wicks can get filled. But this is basically so this is a rejection, this is a rejection. So unless you get a candle closing above 135 400, these wicks are just rejections, right? So we're just waiting over there. When is the best way to take a trade? Enter as soon as the candlestick breaks the support resistance, or wait for a retest? Theoretically, I would say wait for a retest. I would say wait for a candle to actually break and close above. Because once you wait for a candle to break and close above, then you have a confirmation, right? Sometimes what can happen is that a candle like this can break above, let's say the candles hit to the left hand side and you can take a buy, but you don't know whether the candle is breaking to pull back inside or is it breaking to continue up. So you have to wait for candle to break and close above. So in this case, if I'm gonna take a buy above 135 400, I would want to see a candle to break and close above, because this situation can happen over here. So I want a candle to break and close above this area so that I can say that, okay, let's say a candle closes something like this right over here, right? Now we have a candle breaking and closing above. So now this candle, what it did, this candle did what this candle couldn't do, is to break and close above. What these candles couldn't do, break and close above, and what this candle, it couldn't do, break and close above. So you need a candle like that. You need a Hulk Hogan candle or like a gladiator candle breaking and closing above this area, giving opportunity for price to continue up. But as long as that doesn't happen, there's going to be no trade above 135 400. Like a good opportunity at least. Ooh, your JPY is coming down at this point. USD JPY, but it's only like 4 pips, 5 pips. I mean, look at this range down here to 104.580. You want to measure that range? This range is 5 pips, 6 pips. Should just stop looking at US30. USD JPY. Ooh, US30 is continuing bullish over here. Very nice. We're moving up from here. Right here, area of support. If you respect it, I think we should continue to move bullish, so we'll have to wait. A lot of waiting here, man. Trading, I think trading should mean waiting. I just started 50,000 FTMO. My month starts when I place my first trade. Oh, beautiful. I think it's going to be better to wait for this week to end and then safely start your month. Because imagine you're in a trade and some news comes out and your stops get slipped. First thing, FTMO are not gonna refund you or anything like that. And secondly, you're just gonna get slipped and you're gonna lose the challenge, So it's better to wait for next week. Oh, Christopher, that's a really good idea. A shirt. I could wear a shirt saying, "Wait for candle to close." Yeah, so if anyone says, "What's the best strategy?" I could just say it like this. Like this. Wait for candle to close. Can you look at this? Today, no wick day for me. Oh, actually, price is coming up over here. Price is coming up over here. Oh, you paused your funding. Oh, really? You can pause it. Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, that's pretty neat if you can pause your funding challenge account. Oh, unmute me. I thought you guys can unmute yourselves. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we actually they give us the choice of pausing the account for this week since it's going to be a crazy week. So I actually sent an email this morning at 5 a.m. Got an answer like 30 minutes back, and we're sending you the new date for the end of your 30 days. So it's pretty cool that they do that. To be honest.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, you should you shouldn't be doing a challenge during this week.
I mean, this week, yeah. I mean, especially that for me, it was my fourth week into the month. So
Yeah.
I'm losing for sure tomorrow with the election. I'm losing NFP. So I'm losing 2 days and I want to get to 10K. So sitting at 6.5K right now. So for me, losing 2 days, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's true. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GU, expecting price to break resistance with NY volume. Entry is over here. Oh, your entry is over here before we broke resistance? Man, I made this mistake once. Actually, twice. I made this mistake twice. And after that, I'm not going to make that mistake again. So basically, you're anticipating price to break this resistance with NY open when it hasn't broken this resistance. So I think a better plan would be to actually wait for it to break resistance and then take a trade. Because it doesn't make any sense for you to take a trade before it broke resistance and be in a trade and get stopped out. Only because you didn't wait for a resistance to break. I mean, trust me, what's going to happen is I know for a fact that if it breaks resistance, two things can happen. One, it can continue on without giving me an entry, and at that point I'll say, okay, you know what? It is what it is. What can I learn from it? How could I have been in this trade since I missed it, right? Number two, second thing can happen is that price can close above 135,400, or in your case, GU, it can close above 129,370 or 380, and then you can take a buy and price can move up. So you actually have to wait. Let's take a look at this. There's a support here in GU as well. Let's measure this range. Oh, 26 pip range. Let's take a look in the 15-minute time frame. 15-minute broke above this minor resistance area over here, which is at 1.29230. So yeah, I guess waiting is going to be really important here. How does Raja make his boxes stretch endlessly to the left? I have the super secret version of TradingView. That's why YouTube, you see the background as market fluidity. It's actually, someone actually taught me this from the Gulag. So you basically do this, and then you right click it, go to settings, and extend right. Oh yeah, it's self-explanatory. Extend left, extend right. There we go. I got caught by this. Taking trades on the 15-minute has burned me numerous times. So using the 30 looked clean. What did I miss and what do I need to add to my analysis? All right, let's take a look here. So this is GJ. So you obviously entry on this candle on the break of the previous low. Yes, but if you look on the 15-minute time frame, this was a support, right? This was support right over here. And when this candle broke below this area, even though it meant it could go down, but if you look at this candle not only broke the high of the previous candle, but it also broke the low of the previous candle. So this was the high volatility candle. Volatility basically means when there are haphazard movements. Volatility basically means when price gives you confirmations for both sides, when price doesn't really know which way to move. So when a candle breaks the highs and the lows of the previous candles, that's a volatile candle. So I was actually waiting. So once this new candle formed, it went bullish. I was waiting for this low to get broken right over here so that we can continue down. but that low didn't get broken, so it didn't get into sells. Even though in the 30-minute it looked like we can continue down, but looking on the 15-minute, it told a whole different story.
Correct. You know what he was thinking, because he has to remember that the 15 minutes is a weaker time frame, so you need more confluence than that just one candle, like Roger's saying that if that candle, the bullish candle, would have turned bearish, then he would have took a sell. But you took a sell based on the 15-minute close, which is, if you look on the 30 minutes, the 30 minutes candle, you wouldn't want the 30 minutes to close below or to break the wick for a safer confirmation, you know?
Yeah.
And also you had the 1 hour wick fill. So like you already meet the target.
Yeah, the sells look good on the 1 hour and the 30-minute, but on the 15-minute, I just was really hesitant on these sells. When this was happening, you can go watch on the YouTube. You can go back to the time when this was happening, and I was actually talking about this, how this could not be a very good confirmation for sells. Vantage FX is allowing us to trade Apple, Amazon, Google, and more of the larger companies in the world with zero commissions. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, still waiting over here. All right, let's take a look at this. Ooh, 2020 candidates on foreign policy. This is the tracker. Oh, this is interesting. About the virus. So Trump wants to open the economy. Biden wants to shut down the economy. Fighting terrorism networks in foreign countries using small groups of VC. Biden wants wars. They want wars, airstrikes. Trump's like, nah, we don't need to spend money over there. Crazy. Cybersecurity, defense, ooh, support to some military interventions. It's going to be pretty interesting whatever happens.
It's the first time like the US is actually preparing for like a chaos breaking out election day.
Yeah.
It's like a third world country.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised. If Trump wins again, I don't think there's going to be any chaos. Not much. I mean, there will be, but not much. But if Trump loses, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, because the white supremacy is on the Trump side.
Yeah. You know, as much as people want to downplay that, that's true. I mean, it's going to be, I mean, man, listen, like these times are not going to happen again in the world. I don't think so. Maybe something bigger happens later on, but in my lifetime, I think, me watching the markets as well, this is the most unique times we could be alive looking at the markets. Do you think Trump will win? I want to bet. I think your better bet is going to be whether gold is going to go to 2,000 or not. I lost this trade on EU. Could you please look and give me an input on what I could have done better? All right. Let's take a look at this EU trade. EU trade was support turned resistance. Let's zoom in over here. Seen a hammer with the bullish close. Bull and break retest. So you entered, so from what I can see, that you entered when this candle closed bearish, right? And then you entered right over here. So basically, you stood on the bus stop, and so okay, so let's yeah. So you basically stood on the bus stop, and you wanted to go left. And when the buses were going right, like this, you jumped on the bus to go right, and bus went right instead of going left. So I think you should have waited for a candle to close above this minor resistance we were forming. You would have had a better chance. Remember to like the video. Yes. Remember to like the live stream because it helps a lot of people, even though so far we haven't done anything yet. We're just ranging over here. And I'm not surprised that price is just ranging at this point on GJ because we have a massive week, man. Massive, massive week coming on. All right. If Trump loses, then who's going to be our Twitter signal provider? I don't think Biden is going to be a much better Twitter signal provider.
Biden's not tweeting at all.
Yeah, Biden's not tweeting at all. I don't think the Biden PR is going to let him tweet because he might tweet words which would make no sense. All right. We're coming up to a New York Open at this point. New York Open. So far there has been no volume. If you look at the candles, this is how I measure volume in candles, right? You look right here. London Open, we had huge volume. London Open. This whole move got corrected with the pound news at 4:30 a.m. Eastern. Huge volume with that. We ranged in pre-New York. We ranged. New York Open is about to happen. And if we range in New York Open, I think there's going to be a high probability for price to break on NY Open. But if we range in NY Open, then obviously, price can break in NYC Open. So just got to wait at this point. We got 9 minutes left for this candle to close, and I think it's going to be a good idea to wait. Why don't you use a volume indicator? Because volume indicators, they basically tell you about the volume when candles close. The volume indicator is not going to tell you how much volume there will be in the next candle, which no one knows. Like, no one knows how big the next candle is going to be. Nobody knows that. So if a volume indicator told me how big the next candle is going to be, oh, I dropped the world. Let's put the world over here. I dropped the world. Man, can you guys imagine how much advancements we have made in the world? Can you just imagine the amount of advancements? I mean, you can be in a country over here and you can throw a rocket missile going all the way to another country. Crazy. It's like throwing stones for grown-ups. We used to throw stones in our neighbors' houses. Man, this is like grown-ups throwing stones in different countries.
But you're talking about more like technology helping people out. Like, for example, these streams, man. 10 years ago, this wouldn't happen,
Yeah, exactly. 10 years ago, this wouldn't have been possible. But
No.
But thanks to YouTube and thanks to Bill Gates and thanks to Trump, these things are possible now. Gotta thank them, man, or they'll shut down my streams. You can't talk bad about Bill Gates, come on. He's the leader of the free world. Yeah, 10 years ago, we'd be streaming on MSN Messenger. You
You're
guys
right
remember
about that.
MR, what was it? MRESC?
MIRC?
Yeah, that's it.
MIRC.
Oh man, that was old school.
Man, I would come home at 2:30 p.m. At 3 p.m., I'd be on MSN Messenger. Logged in, talking to my friends, sending emoticons. Oh man, crazy times. MSN, MSN
Man, we're
Messenger.
old.
Yeah. Using Kaza and LimeWire to download songs.
You
These
remember
young bucks like, what are they talking about?
Would it be ideal to enter GJ buys if it breaks 15 or 30-minute high?
No,
No, no, I don't know, no. I'd say
because
about,
you see it's been rejecting off that level. So what's stopping if it breaks the high, the next candle reject? Because look, the previous candle that it broke that bearish candle and it came back down and rejected. So who's saying this candle is not possible to reject?
yeah, exactly. It's going to be better to wait for it to break above 135, 400. Hey, Kavan, you got a new mic or something?
No, man.
Yeah, man, your sound is much better.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Your voice sounds much better, man.
because he already had a coffee.
No, man, that's the iPhone, man. What happened is my Wi-Fi has issues, so I logged off the Wi-Fi.
Mm. All right. New York Open coming up in 5 minutes. We have GU coming up. We have GJ coming up. Are we going to break at NY Open or not?
Yeah, we got a gap fill.
Yeah. Gold also did like a little retest at 1887 here. What's the difference between thinking and overthinking about the candles? Overthinking about the candles is when you're thinking, what are you going to do before the price even closes? Because I know I have to wait for 4 minutes, and if I'm thinking about a trade while I'm waiting, that's overthinking. So basically, all I got to think about is the last 30 seconds, right? Now, in this 4 minute, anything can happen. So I'm just waiting for these 4 minutes to pass and then see, if we're going to break up or break down or what's going to happen. So this is just chilling time. This is waiting. You're just waiting around. If someone asks me how's trading, I would just say, oh yeah, trading, just got to wait around. You just got to sit around and just wait. And then you got to execute. Because the thing is, you can wait around for about 2 hours, 3 hours, but your trade can execute for only 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max for me personally. Some people hold them for weeks. Yeah. As gold is also starting to come up over here, I think if the next 30-minute candle on gold breaks the high at 1890, we should fill the wick here at 1892.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Basically, this hourly candle is closing. If the body of this candle is closing around 1890, 1891, I'll be looking for easy buys toward 1892, 1894. I'm sorry.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, if you break that high, yeah, that's correct. Hey, can you please ban Bizzle Tree? Oh, we don't ban anyone here. Unless if someone calls us a scammer. Then we ban them. We ban them and they can't come back. So, yeah, I can't.
You can knock the door, but you can't come in, right?
Yeah. You can keep knocking, but you can't come in. Man,
Banned
that's
for life.
this scene from Cheech and Chong. These two guys, they're stoned in the car, just sitting laughing. Cop comes up, he knocks on the window. He's like, "You can keep knocking, but you can't come in."
I had an amazing morning watching this movie, man. Trust. It was so funny.
It's hilarious. What is your time frame on your chart?
Man, oh man, those questions.
It says right here, 30. It says right here as well, 30 minutes. Sometimes I really think people can't see the screen like we see the screen. You know, sometimes I sit and wonder if I see a color yellow, how can I be so sure that the other person is seeing the same yellow? You know? I don't know. All right. On this volatile candle, I was looking for wick fill, but after, okay, wick fill, even though this candle closed below your green line, which was resistance here, and it didn't happen. Yeah, so this was not a good trade. Oh, this was nice here for price coming down over here. Yeah, this is very nice for price to come down. Clean candle, impulse entry. Beautiful. All right, candle's coming to a close. We're closing below 135,400. On GU as well, we're closing below this resistance. Gold is also closing below that area. Man, nothing. Just as expected, man. Monday is going to be, I think Monday's going to be a ranging day unless there's a break at NYSE open. You know, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just range on Monday for the fireworks tomorrow.
Tomorrow around 7 p.m. is gonna be wild.
Oh, yes. Is there a way to have close half button only close the selected trade and not all open? Yes. You need to press change symbol. So then it's going to toggle between the trades you want to close half. If you have such a good trading plan, then why don't you program it? It's impossible to program a trade into an algorithm because the thing is, like, once you program an algorithm, you need to constantly, tweak it. You need to monitor it constantly. So it's a lot of work. Like, people think an algo is just you make an algo and put it up, it's going to make money. No, man. You need to constantly tweak it, constantly monitor it, constantly kind of like, adjust it to where the market's moving. So it takes time. I don't think algos are really easy to program. Ooh, gold is reversing here. If we break above, can we move on towards 1892 and 1893? That's the question. Look at this 30-minute candle on GU. 30-minute candle on GU closed with no wick on the top. So when a candle closes with no wick on the top, there's a... Normally, I've seen the next candle move the opposite way. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't trade GU, so it's going to be very good to see how it closes there. 1 hour candle on GG also closed bullish. We're creating support, but we're also rejecting this area here as well. So obviously we're waiting here. Has anyone told you you look like Vin Diesel? No. I think you're the first person who told me to look like Vin Diesel. Can you do a cooking and eating stream? Yeah, I guess for cooking, our special guest is going to be Mac.
No, curry.
Kervin too.
Oh,
Tomahawks.
Tomahawks with Kervin. Man, I went to visit Kervin, and Kervin makes his tomahawks with a science. It's an entire science. He's gonna prep them, he's gonna put them on, then he's gonna put this stick in them to measure their temperature from the inside. That's the first time I saw someone do that.
yeah, there's a lot of science behind it.
Record the temperature from the inside so it's perfect.
I guess you guys don't grill in Canada, huh?
I grill in Canada. I don't think white people grill in Canada, but I grill all the time.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's funny.
No, you bought a really nice barbecue, man.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's a nice barbecue.
Yeah.
It's a nice girl.
Someone said I look like Luis Rossmann. This guy. Oh, wow.
Oh, I could see the resemblance.
A little bit?
A little bit, yep.
A little bit.
A little bit from the side.
Yeah, a little bit.
Very little.
A little bit.
And just the complexion, that's it.
Yeah, and just a complexion. See, what I've seen is that people who make good money and they have good content, they very rarely have clean setups. You know. All right, back to GJ here. Get him as a guest for Friday. All right, let's take a look at gold here. Ooh, gold is coming close to the high of the previous candle. But where is the stop going to be for you guys? Oh, like a 22 pip stop. Not bad for gold.
Yeah, it's like 20 pips.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and the problem is that this 15-minute candle doesn't have a wick to the downside.
Yes.
So at this point, you don't know if it's just grabbing bare liquidity to go down to retest that low.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Once it breaks the high here, oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a high probability it should continue on now.
Yeah.
But there's also a very small chance it can just drop, and that's just gold.
Yeah.
You gotta accept at that point. Oh yeah, it's just gold.
Trust me.
You can say I got dicked down by gold.
Yeah. If you look at the 5-minute candle, data structure on the 5-minute, if data structure presents on any 15 or 30 minute, man, this is an amazing trade.
Yeah. Coming right here.
Yeah. But since 5 minutes is not enough, you know, we need more confirmations.
Would you say that GJ4R time frame shows a bias for bias due to support formed? Yes. The only problem is we're under 135,400, which is a resistance area. This resistance was respected at Asian session, and it was again respected at after Asian Open, and then it was again respected at after London Open. So we need to really break this area to continue up. When are you guys entering? All right, Kervin, are you ready to enter?
I did 20 pips above, below.
When are you guys entering? That's not trading. Trading is not, oh, when am I going to enter? When am I going to leave? Like, you need to plan stuff. Yeah, you need to plan stuff. Like me, I'm only looking at GJ to break about 135,400 for me to take a trade, and that's it. If that happens, I'm going to take that trade. If it doesn't happen, then it is what it is. You know, then there's no trade for today. How do I leave the gulag? You cannot leave the gulag. You don't choose the gulag chooses you. Why don't you apply to be a head trader at the banks? Because I don't want to go to work in the morning. I don't want to wake up and go to a bank and do that. Why would I want to sacrifice my freedom, man? Why? You know, like in like an hour, I'm going to be done trading. So again, if someone's new to trading, if you're just coming on, I mean, the worst thing you can do is to overtrade today on Monday, knowing that the rest of the week is going to be a massive, crazy week. This week is something that we've never seen before. I've never seen before this week, ever. Never, ever have seen this week before. You know, so, I mean, you just got to relax this week. I haven't taken a trade so far this week. Nothing. I'm just waiting. Have you ever seen a concentrated cheetah? Concentrated cheetah. Let me show you how a cheetah is concentrating. This is how a cheetah concentrates. This is me right now looking at GJ. Are you gonna come to 135 400? Yeah, I'm just waiting. It's a concentrated cheetah over here.
And GG has no volume.
No volume. So people on YouTube, you guys can probably see the cheetah here on the screen, just looking at 135 400 to break.
Okay, so now I'm gonna open a YouTube window because I want to see.
There's a cheetah looking at 135 400. Just waiting. Ooh, let's take a look at gold. Gold is obviously retracing. Gold is so difficult. I really honestly feel sorry for people who start trading and they start with gold. I feel sorry for you guys. You start with gold and you get thrown around like a rag doll with gold and you just don't understand what's happening. Man, I mean, it's just crazy. It's like you're a young lion and you're trying to, you know, bring down an elephant. Of course, the elephant is going to stomp on you and just go along its way, you know. So it's better to just start with something that's easy price action, you know, less volatile movements and stuff like that. GJ on FXCM has huge gaps. Why not use Awanda's on TradingView? Does Raja have an FXCM account? No, I haven't even noticed what liquidity feed I use. I just use which is on over here and then I go with that. I know on Awanda you don't see any gaps because you're able to see how price move in Awanda, and Awanda it shows the candles basically. So I just go with this FXCM wherever that's available. I try not to think too much about things, you know, like, yeah, I try not to think too much about things. My personality is the kind, if I start thinking too much and then I'm going to start acting on those overthinking thoughts or whatever you want to call it. So I try to just stick with just one thing. So if I know I'm going to take a buy above 135 400, that's the only thing I'm going to stick to. And if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then, you know, this week is going to be pretty wild. So we'll see what happens. All right. So here's the thing. here is the thing here. Now, since we haven't had any volume push on these pairs, GU and GJ, and as these 15-minute candles are coming to a close, I think if we start closing, see what I'm thinking is, can we anticipate a move up if the candles, they keep on closing bullish? I mean, the 15-minute candle is going to close here soon. If the 30-minute candle closes below, let's say 135,400, can we anticipate the next 30-minute candle to continue moving bullish since we are in the New York Open volume time? Yeah, I think that's going to be something good to watch here. Same with GU over here at this point. Like if the candles are closing bullish and if there hasn't been no volume, can we anticipate volume to break this area? And if we can anticipate volume to break this resistance here, I think a stop could be at, let's say, 135,280 for price to continue up. The New World Order and reset are explained on the United Nations website. If you believe the virus is real and this is all for your safety, you need to wake up. I think at the end of the day, even if the great reset does happen, if everyone has to take that vaccine, you'll have to take the vaccine. That's just how it is. You know, you won't be able to say no. I mean, it's just going to be normalized. And yeah, I mean, people can say, screw that for all day long. I mean, it's going to happen. You know, like, you can't say no. Ooh, GU is breaking up over here. If GU is breaking up over here, I think with this NY volume, we should continue up towards 1.29600, which is like 20-25 pips away. Same with GJ here. As we're coming up, this candle's coming to a close with the NY open volume. I think we should break above 135,400 and we should continue up towards 135,600. That's just bound to happen. What if you took 3 trades and win, then you see another good setup and you anticipate a good entry and the trade goes where you want? How do you handle missing out on the trade? I just tell myself, oh, that's okay. Something worked, which I knew it's going to work, but I need to stick to my rules. Looks like GU is breaking up. GJ is also breaking up. I think this could be a really risky but a good entry, having a stop down here around, like, 12, 11 pip stop loss and really expecting price to come up towards 135,600. So you're expecting the new 15-minute candle to stay bullish and the next 30-minute candle to form bullish to continue on towards 135,600, something like this, straight up over here, since there was no volume. So you just got to manage risk as well. Also, this is extremely risky because price has not closed above 135,400. So if you're over risking, I think this is the really bad time to over risk. I know I'm not in any trade at this point. I'm not taking trades today. Let's take a look at this EU. If 30-minute candle break the 1 hour resistance, I'll wait for support and 30-minute candle to close strong bullish to go long to 1.16750. Yes, that makes sense. Because it's clean candle here to the left hand side. And also I think the dollar is weak as well because the gold is moving up towards 1892 here, I believe now. Did the 15-minute close with no wick? Oh yeah, it closed with no wick here. Correct. See, previous 15-minute close with no wick at the bottom. This one moved up. So just gotta wait for this 30-minute to close. Hey, Raja, I know you're in that GJ buy. You gave it the look. No. I'm waiting for the 30-minute candle to close, just like always. Once this 30-minute candle closes, and then I'm going to kind of like see if I can enter on that 30-minute candle close. Because 15-minute are weak confirmation timeframes. I think the only countries that are safe from this vaccine are going to be developing countries. You know, all the developed countries, they will be in this whole program, this debt reset program, because there's no way to pay off the world debt. There's no way. There's no way to do that. All right. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, shit. 1892 reached. Crazy. Crazy move here.
Yeah, I just closed one of my positions.
Wow. Beautiful. Look at that 5-minute. Damn. Crazy.
The market's set to bounce 400 points, isn't it?
Oh, really?
I think so.
Beautiful.
I mean, if I can get 1895, I'd be good with gold. Problem is, at this point, we may reject that area,
Yeah.
and you never know. So that's why you need to secure some profits.
Yep.
But one day prior to election, I will say gold should rally today.
Yeah.
For tomorrow, what's gonna happen with the elections? You know, tomorrow's gonna be a wild day.
So much uncertainty too.
Yeah.
How could they possibly force you to take the vaccine? Let's use common sense, guys. All right, metrics free. Let's use common sense. How can they force you to wear a mask? Yeah, right? You go to a shopping store, you don't wear a mask, you can't go inside. You got to go out. That's how they force you to take the vaccine.
Or companies wants to verify you're vaccinated before you're working with them.
Exactly. You want to work at a company? Oh, where's your vaccination certificate, Mr. What was this name over here? Mr. Metrics Free. Oh, I don't have one. Okay, well, you can't work anymore. Or you want to fly somewhere? Okay, do you have the vaccine certificate to fly, sir? No, I don't. Okay, well, you can't get on our plane anymore. Oh, you want to take the bus? Oh, you don't have the vaccine certificate? Okay, Metrics Free, I guess you can't come on the bus anymore. So then you're like, okay, well, I guess I got to go get the vaccine now. And then you get the vaccine, you know? There was another conspiracy where they said that with this vaccine, 50% of the population will die.
Yes, and then you're going to come back to life. The Walking Dead is happening.
Yeah, The Walking Dead is going to happen. Yeah. But I think if you look at it this way, right? Let's take a look at it this way. Okay, at the same time, while I'm talking, I'm not discounting the fact that GJ might continue up too. So let's take a look at it this way. The positive that can come from this vaccine is if you get this vaccine and they do get your biometric data, I think it's going to be easier for the doctors to know exactly what's wrong with you. Like if you have some sort of diagnosis, which they can't really diagnose, and they say, well, we don't know what's wrong with you, but we're still working on it. I think with this vaccine, whatever neurons, computers they're sending in your bloodstream, of course they're bad for you, but at the same time, they'll be able to know exactly what's wrong with you. You know, so I mean, if someone's lost, you'd be able to track them down. Okay, where are they exactly? So there are like positives to this as well. Of course, you know, sometimes there are like bad things too, but you gotta look at the positive side as well. Wow, this is amazing. Gold really move up for this. 1892. Oh, someone said vaccine for what? Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess we have people who don't believe in this after all. Oh, vaccine? What vaccine? The tetanus vaccine? Yeah. How much this 1 hour changed the market? Just NY open? Yeah, so basically, as this 30-minute candle comes to a close, I'm anticipating the next 30-minute candle to break above 135,400 and to continue bullish. That's what I'm waiting for. And if the next 30-minute candle breaks the high right over here, then I'm going to be entering a position to take a buy going up towards 135, 600 and then 650. Or if this candle breaks its own high to continue up, that's what I'm going to do. So there's a bit of a waiting involved at this point. Wow, gold tapped into 1893. This was a very nice trade on gold actually. We gave out the stop loss. We gave up the TP. Beautiful. And I think GJ can do the same thing in the next 30 minutes. You think election will affect the Europe currency like pound and euro? You probably know better since you were trading at 2016. Not a lot, not a lot. I mean, when you have pairs like Euro USD, you have pairs like Euro JPY, GP JPY, GP USD, anything related to the safe havens like gold and the yen, and anything related to the USD, that's all going to have an effect from the elections. Definitely is going to have an effect from the elections, because what the new president, whoever comes in or who stays, whatever policies they will have, it will affect those currencies. Vince animates. Hey Raja, stop playing the game music. Well, Vince animates, I think you should stick to animation rather than trading.
Hey Raja.
What? Hey, how's it going?
You're right. So yesterday I was listening on the analysis on the radio. They were saying that a Biden government would be more pro Europe, and in the sense that any deals that they make with regards to trade deals and stuff, Biden's more likely to go where the power is. As Britain's leaving Brexit, a Biden government would feel that that Britain has lost its place and influence in the whole world more. So they were saying that it's possible that a Biden government could be a bit more sort of look towards Europe more as opposed to Britain.
Yeah, that could happen. So their policies are pro-euro instead of pro-pound.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, or as in, because we still need to make a trade deal with America. And I remember when we had a last election here, or we were having the Brexit, and Barack Obama came and he tried to influence us to stay in the euro. And he said something like, we'd be at the back of the queue or something. And that was taken quite negatively. Whereas when Trump came in, he said, no, be at the front of the queue. Whereas a Biden presidency would probably look at us at the back of the queue with regards to a deal. That's what the analyst was saying, not my personal view.
Yeah, I know that's true. It kind of makes sense as well. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Interesting times we're moving into.
There's so much going on. There's still the China trade deal to solve with America, and Brexit, and the sea, and all sorts. So there's enough fire.
If this candle closed weak bearish and next one breaks the high, my lord, the setup we breathe for. Yeah, I still think we can anticipate the next 30-minute candle to break above. I mean, if it breaks the high of this 30-minute candle, I'm executing buys and then we can continue on. And if on the YouTube you can see the cheetah, and cheetah is just looking at this high right over here. His eyes are laser focused on this high right here. His nose is also smelling the high right here. Ooh, gold did what it does best.
Oh God.
Straight retracement.
That was suspected to.
Yeah, it's just gold gives you an opportunity to secure profits. If you don't
Yes.
secure profit, gold says, "Oh yeah."
So you wanna hold for a little bit longer? There we go.
Let me give you something to hold.
Yeah.
Roger, on what condition would you take a sell at in this environment at the moment?
In this
Gold?
environment, I'm not sure if I'm gonna look for a sell. I don't
Might-
see, I don't see a sell in this current environment, mate.
environment.
Yeah, because like selling is pretty hard because if I sell, let's say a brick of this low, it's only like, 8, 9 pips away. I mean, I'd want to see a sell below 135, 200, maybe down over here. But I'm really expecting the next candle, once it breaks the high of this current 30-minute candle, then we can continue on towards 135, 600. Let's take a look at this chart here. My entry will be once we break above this wick for better confirmation. Beautiful. Absolutely splendid. Perfectly splendid.
Oh, you kill me, man.
Man, there's a show I was watching, The Haunting of Blythe Manor. Haunting of Blythe Manor. Really nice show. It's really creepy too. This little girl, you ask her anything, she's like, perfectly splendid. This picture is perfectly splendid. The night is perfectly splendid to haunt you. First time here, and I like y'all's setup. Oh, thank you. I like y'all as well. I think the main problem is people view America as land of the free and expect everything to be free. The only thing free are these streams. That's it. All right, so this is the second 30-minute candle of this NY open time hour over here, and if this 30-minute candle breaks the high, I'm going to be looking forward to enter a buy position. I guess at like 420 is going to be good, right? Nice even number, 420. 135, 420. It's going to be a good price to take a buy for price to continue on towards 135, 600.
Because we closed over those support minor resistance,
Yeah.
and then New York opening volatility is probably coming in, push it higher.
Mm.
Good trade.
Yep. If you break above 135, 420, I think we should continue moving up. Where will you place your stop loss? My stop is going to be, let's say here, around like 14 pips, around 135, 280. And then really going to expect price to continue moving bullish. 135, 600 should be reached.
You know that you should get this bullish move on GJ that you've been waiting for in this 30-minute candle. Even though the previous one just closed like that, but yeah, you may have that push.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at GJ, by the way, just gold for now.
Ooh, gold is running over here. Oh.
Yes, just
Uh-oh.
playing with souls.
GJ got activated here as well.
Very nice. You're gonna get it. Trust.
GJ got activated at 135, 420. All right, the Hunger Games have started now. Looks like gold's going to fill this wick over here. Wow. In the first, what, 2 minutes? First 3 minutes of this 30-minute candle? Crazy. Can we enter the trade? If we lose, you will be responsible. That sounds like a good idea. Can we enter the trade? If we lose, you're going to be... See, so since I'm in this trade right here, 135.420, I entered the trade once we broke above the high of the previous 30-minute candle as I planned. I'm also looking to see how can I really reduce my risk if price starts to move against me. So what I'm going to do at that point is that once this 30-minute candle, let's take a look on the 15-minute here, right? So looking at the 15-minute candle, if we break the low of the previous 15-minute candle, at that point, I'm going to be closing 50% of my position. Oh, actually, I'm going to be closing my entire position at that point because it would not make sense to hold the drawdown below that area because, you know, we're consolidating here and then it's a Monday as well. So you got to be very safe, right? You got to be extremely safe, man. Just make sure don't lose a lot of money. Just give it one chance, and if it works, it's awesome. If it doesn't work, move on to the next day. Raja, are you on semen retention program? You got energy today. I don't know. I mean, I had an apple in the morning. I mean, I don't know if that helps. At 135, 350. All right, you know what? I closed this trade. I decided in the morning I'm not going to trade Monday, and there's no point in breaking my plan. So I closed that trade right there. I don't like it. And it's Monday, gonna wait for more volume, and that's it.
Stay disciplined.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh wow, look at that. Damn. Saved a lot of anxiety here for myself. Ooh. Great idea.
You can go too early on this trade.
Yeah, I think so too. That's what I thought when it got activated. I had a buy stop at 135.420. I placed the buy stop, expected candles to just continue on, but as it got activated and it didn't really make a lower wick, I was like, yeah, you know what? It's a Monday. It doesn't make any sense to risk a lot on Monday, and I just, okay, you know what? We're just gonna come back tomorrow, or let's see what happens.
But, because right now this 30-minute candle, the new 30-minute candle on GG is basically doing what it tends to do on the first 15 minutes. It's just pulling back, retest the previous support on the 30-minute, and should continue going up in the last 15 minutes of this hour. So the 4-hour candle should close around 135 500, 135 600 at least.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if because of the timing, the charts are kind of messier with the timing, but based on the 30-minute, everything looks good.
Yep. Yeah. Ooh, gold also rejected that again.
Yeah.
She was also rejecting.
Yeah.
Quitting for today, up 1%. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Man, I think it was a really good decision to close the trade where I did, because right now would have been a little bit of a drawdown here, but it's really good to close the trade early. Also, my trading time is going to end in around 20 minutes, so it's a good day here today. Manage my risk. Feel bad for people that come to copy trades, and if they don't close trades. I had someone who copied trades last week, but they didn't copy the stop losses. They only copied the entry and take profit with no stop loss. And those people got mad at me, man, like, you don't know how to trade. And I'm like, man, it's not my fault, using stops.
So why they wouldn't copy the stop loss? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, if you copy the opposite trades, I think you're going to win sometimes too. So, all right, let's take a look here. Will you be trading longer tomorrow because of elections and whatnot? That would be lovely. I don't know, probably not. I'm going to trade the same time I trade. But if I do see some sort of volume coming in or some sort of volatility coming into the market, then obviously I may try to take advantage of that. But for the majority of the time, probably not. I'm just going to be very, very careful. This week, I'm going to be extremely careful this week.
Guys, thank you very much for today. Thank you so much, Raja, Lillian, and the team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. Take care.
Take care,
guys.
Oh, wow, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. So whoever closed, whenever I closed, you saved yourself some drawdown over here, some anxiety, some stress. So I think that's a win for me. Whenever I can close a trade with less loss than I anticipated, man, for me, that's a win. All day, any day. Because I know in the past, I used to lose, 15 losses, 10, 15 pip losses, 10 pip losses. Now I'm losing like 5 pip losses, 4 pip losses, because, it's an art to identify price not going to go your way. It's an intuition as well. So whenever you close a trade and you're like, okay, you did the right thing because price went against you. Also knowing I closed the trade knowing it can go in my direction. But when you are not comfortable being in a trade, I think it's a really good idea to close the trade at that point. Whenever you're not comfortable. Oh man, a lot of people spam the YouTube chat over here. That's why you guys are in the gulag. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Hey Raja, do you recommend masters in finance? I have a bachelor's in computer sciences, which I didn't complete. So I don't know about masters in finance. I think if someone has masters in finance here, they can tell you more about it.
Would you give another chance if this 15-minute candle start retracing and breaking above this area, Raja? Or no, you're done so for the day?
I'm done for the day.
Okay.
I'm done for the day. But you're right. Like second chances, I give on, let's say, like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Mondays are the first days of the week. So usually on Mondays, I don't give my trade second chances.
Okay.
Because I think it's bad if you start the week with a loss. And if you start the week with 2 or 3 losses, man, that's even worse.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's remove the cheetah here from the YouTube chat. We'll move the cheetah somewhere else.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Hey, have a nice day, man.
Hey, Raja, can you buy me a bag of milk? Probably not, because milk is expensive now. Man, in the last 8 months, I saw the price of milk go from $5.13. It moved to $5.36, and now it's sitting at $5.49. And that's inflation right there. That's inflation right there. Like the more money government gives to people, people think it's a good thing. The government cares for us. No, man, government doesn't care for you. They're giving you money, and now they will add interest on that money to get it back. So they're not only getting the money they gave you, they're going to get that back in interest, make more money. So I mean, you have to think about these things. What's your take on gold? I think gold was a really good trade earlier on when Karan was talking about it, above 1890, moving up towards 1893. That was a little trade over there. Can you share what your account size and that you started making profit off? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what my account size was, what I started making profit on, because everyone starts different. I started trading when I had a really, really good job. I was making amazing money when I started trading. I wasn't broke. I didn't start trading to make more money. I started trading because I was bored. I was literally bored. I had nothing to do. That's why I started trading, because I wanted to diversify a little bit. And yeah, it worked. So like my people won't have the same background as I have. People won't have the same background as Kervin has, or Ramon has, or Christopher has. So everyone's backgrounds, their goals, their needs are all different. If you want to pay less for milk, buy a cow. I think we need licenses to have a cow here in Ontario. Man, in Pakistan, you can just have a cow in their backyard and that's it. You want to sacrifice in the backyard? Go ahead. You start sacrificing. Man, you start sacrificing a cow here in your backyard? Oh man, you're going to get in trouble.
Animal cruelty.
All the vegans are going to start protesting outside the house.
Gonna go to jail.
Yeah, you're going to jail. Animal cruelty. Are you born in Lahore? No, I was born in Rawalpindi. Oh, 4 hours also closing on GPGPY over here. And this is interesting now. Let's remove all analysis here now, and let's take a look at this 4 hour. It's very important to wait for the 4 hour candle to close. Oh, my repairman is going to be here in an hour. Okay. Yeah, so 4 hours is going to close in 14 minutes here. It's closing below this area. So it's very important to wait for the 4 hour candle to close. And looking at the 1 hour here, it's also important to wait for the 1 hour to close now, because we don't know where the 4 hour candle is going to move. So it's important to wait for it to close.
Yes,
Raja, I promise I will leave the gulag and become the African Uncle Ted. Perfect. Do you recommend taking notes on the psychology TED Talks or just pay attention like the cheetah? I think some webinars in the database based on TED Talks, they're good in a way because, I mean, from a psychological point of view, they're actually pretty good because all those TED Talks, they basically revolve around waiting for certain things to happen. You just have to wait for certain things to happen. Right? Sometimes those things happen first thing in the morning. Sometimes those things happen after you wait 2 or 3 hours. And sometimes those things happen after you've been waiting for 3 hours. You call it a day, and then they have to after that. Like last month, there were a lot of times price didn't really move the way I wanted it to move. And it basically moved after the stream ended, at NYC Open. And it is what it is. It's like sales, you go do sales, and sometimes your sales you're gonna get your first 2-3 sales in the first hours of the day, and sometimes you're gonna get sales at the end of the day. Some days you'll get no sales. So you have to program your mind like that. The problem is when we go out in the working world, we're programmed to get rewarded for the work we do. Like if you go to your job, like if you work 2-3 hours, you're going to get paid at the end of the day, right? When it comes towards sales, when you're only working commission sales, in commission sales, you get paid when you do the work, when you do a sale. In trading, same thing. You have to wait for a setup to form. When you see certain conditions being met for you to take the trade, then you take the trade. But if you don't wait for those certain conditions to fulfill and you take the trade, obviously it's not going to work. Most times you're going to have losses. And if you take a trade, you take a loss, and if you take another trade to take another loss, then it basically you're going nowhere with that, right? A really good example is that back in the day, what I would do is I would say, okay, like, you know what, I'm going to take a buy. I take a buy, price moved up, comes back down, stops me out. I'm like, okay, you know what, let me take a sell. And then I take a sell. I take a sell, get stuck in the sell for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and price just consolidates. I close the trade, you know, and then price starts to go back up again. So, I mean, it's really important for you to just wait to study price action, to see what makes it move, what levels it needs to break, what kind of candles a pair forms. Because the biggest problem is when you're looking at certain pairs, you need to understand that gold, the way gold moves, gold candles moves completely different than GPJPY candles. GPJPY candles move completely different than GU. GU moves completely different than US30. So if you're going to focus on currency pairs, I would say just focus on 1 or 2 pairs and that's it. You don't have to focus on 3 pairs or 4 pairs or 5 pairs. Makes no sense. I used to do that. I got nowhere, you know, and I started focusing on 1 pair, 2 pairs. Man, I got to a lot of places. But obviously, you know, like discipline has to be a really good what's the word? Discipline is a really good variable in this whole equation of profits. Oh, nice big words I used here. You know, so like bro, like when you're talking just to grab the perfect words to sound fire, it's so hard. Holy. But when you end the stream with some fire words you thought of, man, crazy. But my brain is slower than Ted's brain. You know, Ted has the right fire words in different parts of his brains. He just pulls them out. Choo choo, boom.
Your processor is lagging just a bit.
Yeah, my processor is slower. Yeah, it's true.
But we could agree that your processor is faster than Max.
Come on.
Oh man.
That's rough.
Where's Mac? Mac's not here today.
Where is Meg?
He's crying right now.
I gotta check up on him.
He's hiding under the bed.
See UJ, GJ just ranging here, nothing happening. Gold also had a move earlier, that's about it. GU, same thing, ranging, not surprised. US30 is whatever. I do think that NYC Open, okay, I do think that a good target for GJ is 135.650 for today. As long as we can respect 135, let's say 300. If we can stay above 135.300, I think we're moving on to 135.650 and filling this whole gap and this range. Hey Raja, what you smoking? Nothing. Can you imagine I can come out with like a powder, and that powder I could say that, hey, this powder has allowed me to see price action differently.
Big scam.
Will I be able to sell it? Come on, man. Don't call everything a scam. It's real. It works.
No, not the powder. The powder didn't work.
It worked, bro. Look at my Tesla. I got the Tesla truck.
No way. Where do you get it?
Oh, this one?
Yeah? Is
This
it
one?
3D printing?
Yeah. 3D printing.
Nice.
Got this Tesla truck. and then I got the mini Raja Banks over here. Hello.
Very nice.
How are you? Yeah, someone actually made this for me. So one wheel broke. My son broke one of the wheels, so this goes in the trunk all the time now. And now we got to put bricks under where there's no wheel.
It's expensive. The spare tire.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. Can you take a look at this chart, please? By the way, oh, someone sent $5 to take a look at this chart. How do I get out of the gulag? Well, if you find a way to get out of the gulag, you get out of the gulag. We don't give that secret away, how to get out of the gulag. All right, let's take a look here. This is USD CAD, waiting for resistance to be made for price to continue down and break support. Make sense? Resistance, and then come down to retest this low here. What's this play button? Am I supposed to press it? Let's press it. Oh, nothing happened. Yeah, so that would be a good idea. Either we break this low to continue down, or either, you're right, we come up to create like a minor resistance to continue down to retest this low. But it's bearish momentum, so that's correct. Getting out of the gulag is $1 million question. But I do believe that we should be continuing up towards 135,650 today. Someone needs to press the button on GJ. All right, let's take a look at this chart. GJ, price can't break resistance many times. I put the stop loss above the gap that presents. Okay, right here, you're taking a sell down below this area here. If price breaks too low, absolutely very good. If price breaks too low, you're going to take the sell. I think at the same time, you should also look to see how will price be buys. Like what would make price go bullish? I think that's also something you need to focus on. Right? Because if you're going to have a selling analysis, I think at the same time, you should also have a buying analysis, right? So that you're ready at that same time too. So let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, oh, Euro AUD took sells when 15-minute broke the previous low. Oh. 15-minute broke the previous low after retesting support right here. Retested support, broke the low, you took the sell. And let's see this chart over here. Oh, this is a high time frame. Beautiful. Beautiful. Euro AUD ran pretty nice. That was one 15-minute candle. Awesome. You know, my time is coming to an end here for the live streams. Got about 10-15 minutes left. And I appreciate everyone who comes on the Gulag to watch Kervin or to watch me and all the other guys who are in the Zoom chat over here. You guys basically came here just to watch us.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm having...
Muchísimas gracias a todos los de habla hispana que están ahí en el Gulag. Gracias por el soporte que nos dan día a día y por darle like a ese botoncito que ayuda a otras gentes a que puedan ver los streamings.
Yeah.
Bien dicho, hermano.
I got everything. Thank you, Kerwin.
Gracias, gracias.
Bendiciones.
How did you meet Uncle Ted? It was just like how someone slides in a girl's DM on Instagram. That's how I slid in Uncle Ted's DMs. I'm like, hey, what are you doing over there? I don't remember what was the first message, but it was definitely regarding how is he making more money than me.
Not for real.
I
Yeah,
love it. I love it.
because I thought I was making good money, you know, until I met Ted. I was like, what the fuck? This guy's making what I make in a week in a day? What's going on over here?
God damn.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, you want to do this?
You said, "Hey, sir, do you sell signals?"
Nothing at that time. It was so long ago. I think Ted was with OTM signals, and it's no secret. It's on his page too. And I saw that. I'm like, okay, he's with OTM signals. Okay, let me just go with OTM signals too. So I signed up with OTM signals because monkey see, monkey do, right? So I signed up with OTM signals, and I'm like, oh, perfect. I won the first 2 trades. I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. I can just keep plugging in these numbers and start making money, you know. So I deposited $200, and those $200 OTM signals, obviously the first 4 signals I took with OTM, they lost, and I blew the account because I didn't know about risk management. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess. And then I started to think about this, right? That there are these guys in New York, right? And they're sending out these signals to us. And then I started to think about, what if these guys disappear tomorrow? Or what if these guys raise the price tomorrow? Then what's going to happen? So then I said, okay, you know what? I got to learn this on my own. I got to know how to create my own signals. And then at that time, Ted was having a webinar. He was having a mentorship intake, and I joined it. And the rest is history. History is after that. Gold is coming straight down. It's going to be a very difficult week if you don't have risk management this week. Man, this week, we were talking with Jeevan, and it was decided that this week, a lot of people are going to make a lot of money, or a lot of people are going to blow accounts this week. Have you tried IML in your early experiences? I tried a program called Wealth Generators. I didn't sign up to it. Only reason was because there was a monthly fee for that. And to me, I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, no, I don't want to pay like a monthly fee for that. Didn't make any sense. And it was all based on recruiting too. So at that time, I was like, no, I don't really want to force people to join something they don't want to join. Because me, I'm the kind of person, if you're going to try to force something on me, I'm just going to walk away. You know, you have realtors, you have salespeople, they try to force things on you. I just walk away from that. I'm like, hey, no. You know, like, I'm smart enough to make my own decision. I don't want anyone else to make a decision for me. So, you know, they kept pestering me. Hey, man, you should join. You should join. It's only $200 a month. If you bring in 2 more people, your fee is free. You know, so it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, well, that's not trading, is it? I mean, at that point, we're not trading anymore. Realtors are the worst, man. Realtors, I feel like realtors, they only look out for their own best interest. I have dealt with a few realtors, and realtors have always been pushy to close the deal.
What about lawyers? Lawyers are the same.
Lawyers are the same, exactly.
Yeah.
Lawyers are the same. I mean, if you don't have control in those scenarios, man, you're shit out of luck. Yeah, I don't know about realtors, man. Like this house we bought, we were looking at another house. It was $10,000 cheaper, but way smaller than this house. And the realtor we had, he started saying, oh no, you should get this house. It's closer to the supermarkets and this and that, this and that. And then we saw this house. He's like, oh yeah, you should still get that house. I don't know what the deal was, but he was making more money on that house than on this house. You know, so I was like, we went to bed, woke up the next morning. I called him. I'm like, hey, we're going to get this one. So then we got this house. And the same thing with car salesmen, man. I mean, if I was a realtor, I would have the client's interests in my mind. I like, force things or anything like that. I mean, with sales, you just gotta be good with your customers. Gigi's still ranging over here. Ranger danger, but here's the thing, Kerwin, I'm not sure if you see this. If I bring this zone down over here, and then if we can look at these wicks as potential liquidity grabs, right? We can possibly say that, okay, if these are all liquidity grabs, maybe this is another liquidity grab for price to come up to this resistance
Even
and then
higher.
continue on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, because every week it's just closing above, making higher high.
Yep.
High lows.
Oh yeah. High lows. That's true.
Oh wow. Today is Finesse City. So before someone gets enticed into getting finessed in trades and take losses, I'm going to call it a day over here.
Yeah, it's a good decision.
Yep. Great decision. And tomorrow. Okay, so what's going to happen tomorrow? Do the results come in the evening time? Because I know last time there were certain spikes when they were calling out results from different constituencies, whatever the word is.
Yeah, around 7. When they start closing the polls, I mean, we may have some results after 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. But to be honest, I'm not expecting tomorrow they're gonna announce any of the winners, because still a lot of votes needs to be counted next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Constituents. Yeah, constituencies. Man, honestly, when I was learning English, it's the hardest language to learn. Honestly, it's the most hardest language to learn because if you look at the words to, right? To. There's TO2, TOO2, TWO2. And all three of them mean different.
I like learning Japanese.
Yeah, I haven't tried Japanese yet. Do you originate from India? Oh, God forbid I originate from Pakistan, bro.
The love for India is hard.
Nah, they're my brothers, man. I have a lot of followers from India, too.
I live in Brampton, so I know.
Oh, yeah. You're living in the Brown Town.
Oh, yes. I work with them, too. They're nice people.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I'm going to head off. Take care. Please don't overtrade today on Monday.
Take it easy, brother.
Take care, Roger.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for everything.
Take care.
All
See
right.
you later.